I'm Bill Kimball. I'm the artistic producer for Public Energy, and I'm the producer of Totally Multi, the performance world of Dennis Tourbin, happening at the Market Hall. Dennis Tourbin had a great influence on the contemporary art scene in Peterborough. He was one of the co-founders of Artspace in 1974, and he supported a lot of visual artists, a lot of young visual artists who were getting involved in and were just learning what it was like to be an artist and exhibit. So on top of that, he engaged with the performing arts community, with theater artists and musical artists, and he brought them into Artspace as well. And that's a big part of my background is in theater and whatnot here in Peterborough. And I was a student in the late 70s when Dennis and his fellow Artspace workers, it opened up the Artspace Gallery to theater. And we had, before that, been doing theater on campus at Trent University and not really engaging with the town and with the community. And through Artspace, through Dennis's influence, we started to really get involved with the city of Peterborough and the community and do art, do theater and performance in the galleries. And then that was successful enough that we then renovated part of the Artspace building and created a performance space dedicated to just theater and music. So that's the kind of influence Dennis had. And that space worked out so well that Artspace decided to move out. The name of that performance space was City Stage at that time. So Artspace had this two-headed thing going on, a gallery and a theater, a small cabaret theater called Artspace City Stage. And the two entities left that location on Hunter Street and moved into the Market Hall, renovated the Market Hall. That was, again, another part of Dennis's legacy is being part of that whole move of turning the Market Hall into an art center in 1984. That's another thing that may not have happened if not for people like Dennis. The Art Gallery of Peterborough and Artspace together have brought a visual art exhibit to Peterborough of Dennis Tourbin's work. So I wanted to complement that with an evening of performance. So I've invited his contemporaries from the 70s and 80s to perform his work, and also invited younger artists from Peterborough today to perform his work and perform some of their own work. So Totally Multi is a look at the performances that Dennis Tourbin made. It's a look at the performance output that he created, and it's meant to complement the visual art exhibits that are going on at Artspace. So Dennis was as the phrase implies, totally multidisciplinary artist. So what we're gonna have is a program of video and poetry and music and theater and combinations of all those things. One of the great things he did was to invite musicians to play along with his performance work, and he created these poems that really seemed to fit quite well the music that he invited. The music he invited was mostly the Seedies, Curtis Treager and Doug Cameron, and they are going to be here to recreate many of the pieces that they did together. The other great influence on the art scene in Peterborough and the contemporary art scene in Peterborough was Peter Robinson College at Trent University. And Dennis and the others at Artspace, like David Burke, were invited by Ian McLaughlin at Peter Robinson College to show work at the college. And that was in probably around 1977, 78. So that partnership was a really important one, and Ian McLaughlin ended up serving on the Artspace Board of Directors for probably over 10 years, and he's an important part of the whole contemporary art movement in Peterborough, I think, and that's why we have invited him to perform at Totally Multi, and he'll do I think a typical work of the time, which is to combine music and poetry. He'll be working with a bass player.
Like small, perfect moons in the darkness, I imagine a telescope, the patterns, small comets magnified.
So I've invited two artists from today's scene to perform Dennis's work, and that's Kate Story, who's going to do True Love 206, which is a poem told to the music of Patsy Cline, the song by Patsy Cline called True Love.
The sound is in your voice, and your mind is weak with worries.
And Dennis loved having a tape recorder on stage. He would put a tape recorder on stage and press play, and the sound would be coming out, and it would be behind his voice. And he would do these duets with tape recorders, and this would be one of them. And then we'll have Ryan Kerr perform with the CDs, and he's going to do Pamela Danforth, Suburban Girls, 1980s version. It was a touring show that Dennis put together with local performers and with the CDs. And that was pretty exciting to go on the road with Dennis and his whole act back in 1981. So there you go. That's all I got.
Okay.